Okay, all right. So I was looking on the internet, and there's this person who had a very hot take, and he says that we should reward those who are in great shape with yearly bonuses with a tax on junk food. What's your thought? Should we tax junk food and then give people a reward at tax season?
I think whenever you try to tax things to make them happen less, it doesn't. I don't think it really works the way you ever want it to. Because if it works, then you cut off your revenue. So like you're it's a weird thing kind of betting it's not going to work. I do think, and places kind of do it, but incentivizing and costs associated with that, like health insurance premiums and life insurance things are different based on like your BMI and things like that, which is because that's just science.
Yeah.
So I think, and I don't think it's necessarily bad to incentivize, but I think incentivizing healthy behavior is different than punishing bad behavior.
Yeah.
They're going to alienate a whole population of people that this junk food tax or whatever. Where do you draw the line at? Because ramen noodles and a bag of chips is going to be considered junk food, but to somebody else, that's all they can afford to eat that day from the gas station, the only gas station in their town.
Yeah.
With no, I mean, we've all been to places where it's like, how does anybody survive here? Like, there's one gas station, maybe a Dollar General, and that's it.
Maybe one of those things, which I think happens way too often, is the only people that it really hurts are the ones that can afford it the least.
It's expensive to be poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that's going to hurt. Is those
You hit a gray area of people who cannot help with their weight or whatever it is. There's a whole issues that people have why they are.
Because
what? Isn't that what you're talking about?
I suppose you would.
Well, yeah, but if you're saying, like, how do you measure that? You're going to measure that on, like, someone's BMI.
Exactly.
And what happens if you're...
Not based on the person, based on the food. So, like, if there's a 30% tax on donuts, for example, you just make junk food more expensive with tax.
With the reward, how do they determine, like, if you're healthy enough to get, like, a bonus?
Government subsidizes things like apples. Because
honestly,
it is. I honestly believe. I pay attention to what things cost. It costs more money in the short term to eat healthy. Absolutely, it does. In the short term, long term is debatable. Health concerns and costs of that. But I think short term it's way cheaper to eat unhealthy.
Yes.
And I think if you attack that, I think it'd be easier to get people to eat healthier. Maybe not easy.
It should be.
Some things are just delicious. So it's hard to say, like, go eat an apple when there's a donut right there. The donuts are
true.
good.
There's so many.
But an apple should not cost like $7 a pound.
It's true.
They should not.
And I think if you're gonna do some, but then where does that? And the politicians, where does the money go to pay for it?
Yeah. There's just so many. It's just so easy. Like junk food, whatever. It tastes good. It's so easy. It's easy to find, more accessible to it. It's just like
because then you also hit. I'm sorry, like the urban areas that don't have access to the fresh available like fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And that's why there are grocery stores that try to hit those urban places.
Like that supersizing documentary that came out 20 years ago now. There was a whole section in that movie where they followed around like a family that was like every one of them was like overweight, diabetic or something. But then they went and showed why, and they're like, we can go to McDonald's and get 5 burgers for $6. But I want to take $6 to the grocery store and feed 4 people. How am I going to feed myself?
What are you going to get? Right. Yeah.
And that's why I think that you can't attack stuff like that.
Yeah, and then there's things that I would not consider junk food, like cheese or just carbs, that also don't help. You know what I mean? Like, do you consider that junk food? I mean, but yeah, so like that stuff also can lead to, obesity and stuff like that. So I just think it's really,
it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, and I don't really think that really hits the problem. Honestly, if you were to tax junk food, that wouldn't really solve the problem. And then also like if you want to eat better or not eat junk food, I think there is already a benefit as you just look better and you're just healthier and you live longer and stuff. Like there already is an added benefit to it. So
I think some people, maybe a different conversation on how they got there, why they think that way, but they think that, like, it's just, this is all I have. There's like a survival mode. I got to feed my family today.
yeah.
And I'm just going to pick whatever I can do that and then still afford to pay rent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have to attack that in some way.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times that's short term where they're at. Long term, maybe now by some different choices, but that doesn't make their kids eat that day.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's a bad idea, and that's probably why this person got 0 upvotes. But
Yeah.
nobody agreed with this person. But
Well, like, look, how do you think, Neil? Look at things the government doesn't want us to do that are taxed high, like as a precedent, like smoking, right?
mm-hmm.
Do you think that, like, smoking cigarettes last like 20 years, as taxes on those are super, super high, and then when they not do it, and that's why they tax it? Do you think it's worked?
You think others would be
People smoke cigarettes less. I think
I
it's
don't-
They might
cigarettes
have
less.
quit smoking.
I
Not
think
because of
I
not
was
because
thinking
of the
something
taxes.
else.
I don't think it's because of the taxes. I think people are just now a lot more aware of the health costs.
You don't think they knew for a long time?
Well, they did, but I
They've
think.
known. They've known.
Every
since the
person I know
60s.
that smokes
Mhm.
is like, I don't care. It's bad. I'm still gonna do it. It's,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm 24 and I'm drinking. Like I don't care what this is gonna do right now.
Mhm.
Do any of them, you think, man, it's getting more and more expensive to smoke?
I've heard
Enough that
people
it might
say,
take a
like,
breaking point?
I know people change brands until it's too much.
Yeah. I knew a person
Don't
that
do
rolled.
that.
I knew a person that rolled his own cigarettes.
So I'm the only one here that's on an ex-smoker. Yeah, we quit because my husband lost his job and we could no longer afford it. And already knew, and yes, we were those people because I'm,
Everybody
I knew.
knows.
You
it's
know.
not good.
I was like,
Yeah.
but it was far, it's more, less than expensive now than it, or then than it is now.
Yeah.
I go to like the store and you see like how much they are. I'm like, I don't know how people do this.
Yeah.
That's a car payment. That's a
Mm-hmm.
luxury.
Yeah.
Like, how much
Car.
is like a, what is my ignorance? Like a pack of cigarettes is,
It's like
Probably.
$8 to $10.
and like how
gonna
many
say.
cigarettes would you say are in, is that like probably
Is
standardized?
it 20?
20, I don't
I think
know.
it's
I don't
20.
remember. Is it
Yeah.
20?
So like maybe $8 to $10 for a pack of cigarettes.
And
Carton is
usually,
what, like 10 of them? 10,
Yeah.
20, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah, I don't remember how many was in it.
I
I
think
thought
it's
it was
20.
like 12 for some
it's 20.
reason. But I know a carton like the bundles would cost $80, and
But-
usually.
What we were saying though on that, you don't need to smoke to survive. Yeah, you can get addicted to it, but if you, it's
Right.
not like alcohol withdrawals or drug withdrawals where
Yeah.
it'll kill you if you stop drinking or stop smoking.
Mhm.
People need to eat.
You
People,
have to eat.
You have to eat. That's
Mhm.
true.
Good point.
but people who eat nothing but McDonald's for lunch know that that's not exactly the healthiest way
No,
to go. You know, but it's also
I bet,
$7.
I bet some
Yeah.
of those people are like, it's all I can afford.
Yeah.
today."
Yeah.
So,
All right.
bad idea.
Which is unfortunate.
Bad idea. All right. Well, there we have it.
Everybody should have access to food.